Hi, I'm Louisa. I'm just going to run through a few options of things you can do in a prone position, so lying on your front on the mat, and hope that helps you keep your practice going throughout the summer holidays. You might just want some cushions that you can use under your tummy if you need to support your low back, and something under your forehead just to make sure that you can still breathe while you're down there and that you can get your head and neck in really good alignment, not put any strain on your neck. So we can head to the mat and just lie on my front, as I mentioned. Grab a cushion or two to place under your head. So really just lengthening yourself as long as you can on the mat. So my legs are wider than hip width and slightly turned out. If your feet feel crampy, put something under your ankles, maybe a half roller or a cushion or something. And I'm just going to place my forehead. I've got a couple of little thin cushions here to keep my neck long and make sure I can breathe, and I hope you can still hear me okay. See where your arms and shoulders are comfortable. Some of you might be comfortable in a diamond press position. Some of you might be more comfortable in a kind of goalpost shape, or you can lower and widen that to more of a kind of W shape. So see where you want to settle there today. The main thing is you want to try and avoid shoulders hunching, so we're free to move this upper back area in just a moment. So once you've got organised here, worth taking a little wiggle through the pelvis just to try and settle both sides of your pelvis as evenly as you can. I'm hovering my head a little bit now just because I don't want the sound to go too funny while I'm in this position. Up, but you keep your head down initially. So you can find a sense of lifting your tummy away from the mat, as if maybe you've got an ice cube or a chocolate under your tummy that you don't want to melt. If your low back is delicate, use a cushion or something under your tummy, and you might even need to slightly tilt the tailbone towards the mat. Okay, see how you go. So once we're organised, we're going to take a breath in. As you're breathing out, centering, we're gently uncurling the head, lengthening and lifting the upper body. I'm much more concerned of how long I'm making my spine than how high I may or may not be lifting. Take a breath when you get there, peeling and releasing it all the way back down. See how it feels to rise up, peeling up and peeling back down. And it might be that once you've done a couple, you discover that it may feel more comfortable to widen or lower that shape of your arm. So you want the shoulder blades wide, so they're not restricting the range for your upper back. At the moment, I'm trying to avoid pushing into my arms. It's more like I'm lengthening, lifting, crawling my upper body away from the mat, or crawling, pulling myself forward to find lots of length. We initially start coming up as we're breathing out and centering, and I'm taking a breath at the top and then rolling back down. As you get used to that though, you might want to come up as you inhale and then lower down as you exhale. See what gives your back more support. We're then going to keep the head down and add a few options for the legs. So again, make sure you can breathe with enough cushions, or perhaps you place your hands under your head. I'm going to do that for now, just keep my head off of the ground a little bit as well. Try and bring your legs to hip width. If they were a bit wider for our last exercise, you can reset the pelvis. Want to keep the hips square, tummy engaged, and begin to find a sense like someone's gently pulling your leg, and hover it up without rocking in the pelvis or dipping in the low back, and then lengthen and lower that down. So see how that long leg lift feels? Can we maintain stability there? Okay, more support through the tummies. Be aware it might be tempting for upper body to develop a little bit of tension. You keep your head down while you start doing this. I'm hovering mine just for the sound. And then if it feels okay, you may want to add a little bit of extension to that. So I've gone back to a diamond press or Cobra press shape. Maybe not highest ever, but can you maintain the organisation of everything else as you lengthen and hover up one leg? Okay. start to feel tension or dropping down, come down, reset, and then you can add the other elements back in again. I'm going to come down for a moment, take another little wiggle. So again, we'll keep the head down initially, legs are hip width, and we'll do a single leg kick prep. So I'm trying to get legs parallel. Just softly bend one knee. See how it feels. We're trying to keep that alignment. We're trying not to rock the pelvis as you go. Check that your knee is happy. If it is okay with that, you might want to try adding a little pulse, pulse, lower, pulse, pulse, lower. You can keep your head down initially. I'm just hovering for sound purposes right now. If the pulse is okay, the other option you could try is you flex for pulse 1, point for pulse 2, and then lower. Flex, point, lower. Flex, point, lower. Start pretty slow so you can get that under control. And if that's all going okay with your lower half, you may wish to revisit adding that to a comfortable range for your extension without tension. And you can try the single bend. You'll find that length. You might want to do the pulse with the flex and the point, or just a gentle pulse. I'm going to just try a couple of those. Sometimes I'm forgetting the flex or the point. Just see how you go, and then peel the spine back down. Take a little wiggle from there. Another extension exercise as a reminder is dart. Sometimes we keep the legs just as they are, or we might bring the toes together and the heels apart. The arms would also come down by our side, palms up. So the sequence here, we haven't got the arms to support our extension. As you breathe out and center with your tummy, connect the legs. You don't need to lift, so they're in a turnout. Uncurl the upper body, the arms lift, and from your shoulders they turn in to face your legs. Breath when you get there, we're lengthening and gently releasing back down. So as you're breathing out, engage tummy, maybe connect legs, lift upper body and arms, let the arms and palms turn in. Breath when you get there, peeling and releasing back down. We'll just try a couple more of those. So rising up with length. Breath when you're there, maybe you find a little bit more lift. Let's find our last one. So tummy, maybe legs, upper body and arms. Breath. And then peeling and releasing back down. So settle where you're comfortable. You can widen arms, widen legs. You may wish to take a little wiggle again, and either find your way to a rest position. If 4-point kneeling is comfortable, you could come to 4-point kneeling, perhaps a little bit of cat, and then your rest position might be feet together, hips and thighs wide, and reverse back into child's pose. You can release down, put cushions under your head if you need to. If that's uncomfortable for knees, you could keep your bottom up and then release upper body down. Arms can be wider, elbows can be bent, and you can always use a cushion to fill in any space that you need. And if neither of those feel good for you, just roll onto your back, and you could gently hug the legs in towards you, under or over the knees, and just take a little rock as your counter stretch there. Very well done. So I hope you found that helpful, and that will help you keep a little bit of your prone practice for your upper body extension work going over the holidays. Let me know how you get on. Thanks very much. Bye bye.